What's up, guys? Welcome back to another well, it's been a while since we made one of these videos. If you're new here, we just look at we call this a weekly outlook or a weekly forecast, where we just look at the potential opportunities. We look at all Forex pairs, we look at some metals like gold and silver and maybe copper if there's something interesting there, and of course Bitcoin. And yeah, so we always start off with the fundamentals. We see what news we can expect, and then we dive into the chat. So if you guys have been watching, first of all, welcome back. This is the first episode of 2026. It's been a good festive season, but it's time to get back to work. So just based off of what we can see here, we have retail sales for the dollar on Tuesday. Not a very bank heavy, not a very news heavy week. On Wednesday, we have a bank holiday for the yen. Unemployment rate is not very important. Unemployment claims as well on Thursday. However, on Friday, we have very important news. So we have CPI. Now, CPI is consumer price inflation, and inflation numbers are very important because that's exactly what determines whether, well, it's not the only thing, but it plays a large role in determining whether, a federal bank will hike or, reduce interest rates. So yeah, so this core CPI that we have for the Swiss franc and for the dollar, keep an eye out for Friday. That's going to be very important. Now, these are the pairs that we look at. Just a quick glance, you can pause. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the dollar. Of course, we'll start with the dollar here. So what am I seeing on the dollar? I'm going to switch over to the daily. Let's get the daily there. So what am I seeing on the dollar? I'm seeing bearishness, so we've kind of been in this range. So we're in some sort of range, but I'm seeing some bearish order flow, and I'm seeing us connecting back with some supply here. If we can switch to the 4-hour, and this is what I'm looking at right here. So we have the 3 monthly and the yearly open, and these are strong levels. We also have a nice supply zone here. If I can mark that out for you. Oh no, my bad. So we have this supply zone here that kind of caused this big sell-off. So if we can interact with this zone, or we can actually even just start selling off from here, because this was previous demand, and previous demand or previous support can become future resistance. So I'm looking at this entire area. Like, if you can look at it from the daily, I'm looking at this area as a way that I'm looking for the dollar to sell, right? I'll be looking for shorts on the dollar. Definitely not looking for longs, especially what's going on in the US right now, which is a whole other subject, and I'll update you guys with the articles and everything inside the group. But I won't say it on here because it will make this video way too long. And just based off of that, we can go straight into EURUSD, because this is the pair I'll be looking for on longs this week. I think for me it's very simple. That is not for English, but yeah. So similarly, we have the 3-month and the yearly open here. Ideally, what I'm looking for here is maybe we come and interact with this open, and then we break above these highs. We have a change of character, and then I'll be looking to long this to the heavens, right? Back into the 1.21 zone, and I'll probably do something that looks like this. So if we can come and break here, because we don't have to take out this, we could start shooting up from here, right? So once we do break these highs from the monthly open, you can look for long. You can have your stop loss underneath these lows, and we can look to set a new hand. We can easily get a 2.5 to 1 risk reward, and yeah, I think that'll be a very interesting something to look out for next week on EURUSD. I'll definitely be looking out for that. GU is a bit different because the pound is also weak, so technically you'd also be looking for longs in line with the dollar, but pound is weak, so we have a nice supply zone here which could just fuel a sell-off, but we also have a demand zone here, and the 3-monthly and the yearly open, which can act as support or demand. So I'm probably not going to trade this next week, because these are 2 weak pairs, and I don't like trading 2 weak pairs or 2 strong pairs, because it could really go either way. But I'd favor longs, because the dollar I'm really seeing the dollar tanking, and GU, as weak as it may be, really goes with what the dollar does. So AU is different. The Australian dollar is really strong. So yeah, as you can see, you've kind of already, I think we're going to set a new high next week, honestly. Any form of pullback here, and I'll just be looking to long. So if we can get even something, if we can just interact with this monthly open, by any chance, which I don't think is possible, but if we can interact with that monthly open easily for me, because like, as you can see, this wick took out this low, it took out this lows as well. I can zoom in for you. This little wick over here, it took out all these lows to the left. So this is a strong area of demand. So if we can have any form of retest, and then I can probably hold this for multiple weeks, because I think the Australian dollar had really good news last week, and the US dollar is tanking. So yeah, Aussie longs looks very good. So Australian dollar longs, AUD/USD and EURUSD for me are my favorite pairs to counteract the dollar weakness. You can look at the New Zealand dollar, which New Zealand, obviously the bank RBNZ decided that they're going to stop. They're not going to be increasing interest rates anymore. So they're not cutting either. So it's kind of going to be stale, but I think most people were expecting the New Zealand dollar to keep appreciating because they're going to keep hiking interest rates, but that didn't happen. And so we kind of have ourselves in this situation where technically we're still bullish, but we've kind of started to see, so we did break, did break structure here, and we could just be using this as an area of supply to keep selling off. That's what I'd be thinking, because the New Zealand dollar is kind of weak as well. So I think this is a good area of supply to continue selling down. I won't be looking to long this, I won't be looking to sell this. To me, it's not a good pick this week because again, those are both weak currencies right now. And the last one is USD CAD. USD CAD looks pretty decent for shorts. So we did flip. We've been bullish for a while, but we did flip bearish, as you can see. Yep, so we were bullish for a long while, and then we've kind of flipped bearish, where we've just been selling off for a while now, based on what's happening in the US. And so if we come back to the 4-hour, we have a supply zone here. So we have this little buy up that caused this big sell down, for those of you that don't know, right? So supply zone is this little buy up before causing the big sell. So as you can see, we interact with this, and we have the 3 monthly and the yearly open. So basically, if we can push down one more time, and you can probably monitor this from the hourly, it does look good to sell off already, in my opinion, because I think this is a strong area. It didn't liquidate this high, which isn't great, but it did liquidate all these other highs. So I think this does look good for shorts. Maybe if we start selling off on market open, although I don't like trading on Mondays, you could put your stop loss. Then I think I see further downside. Or if you wanted to be safe, you could also put your stop loss here. Obviously, the best probability is if we come up here once again, interact with this, maybe liquidate this high, and even if we, especially if we liquidate this high, and then we start to see a change of character into the downside, that'll be the most A+ setup. But this is not a bad setup at all, because it really depends on what the dollar index does, right? So yeah, I'll be looking for that on USD CAD this coming week. Now we can go into the Aussie pairs. I mentioned the Australian dollar is really strong, so I'm looking for longs on Australian dollar. This has kind of made its move. Again, similar to Aussie USD, I would be looking for a pullback into the monthly or the 3 monthly open before, because it has made its move. It is at the top of the range, so you don't really want to be buying here. Obviously, you're not trying to sell this either. So I'd say wait for a pullback, maybe 50% pullback, right? So if you can bring above 52, right? So if we can get at least a 50%, should be around here, kind of around the monthly and the 3 monthly open, then we can start looking for longs from that area, because I think these are going to be strong areas of support or demand, right? So yeah, kind of looking for longs on that. Let's see if we have better opportunities on any of them. Aussie CADs, yeah, it's just kind of already made its move. It's shooting up. This is a nice liquidation right here, but it's kind of already gone. Same thing. Pull back on this and be long it. Don't short the Australian dollar right now. It's just it's really strong. That would be very stupid of you to do that. NZD CAD, very similar as well. At a position, yeah. Probably went out on break even, but yeah, kind of similar to Aussie CAD. New Zealand dollar is not as strong, but it's not weak. And yeah, it's also obviously very bullish. Again, like, you can just look at the chart for yourself. We're obviously trending upwards, and so yeah, it does look good for longs. Again, maybe a pullback into this area. Again, we have a nice little wick down here. We have a nice demand zone right here, so yeah, I'd be very interested. This would have been a nice place to long the stop loss under here, but we obviously missed that. And yeah, next we'll go into the yen. Yen's very interesting, so let's just start by looking at the yen basket. That's the most important thing. Yen basket's just melting low. So many opportunities. That's so many opportunities to sell the yen. Yeah, it has made its move. I'll be waiting for a pullback. For me, I'm not going to be selling here. I won't be selling here. I wanted to at least pull back to the monthly or the 3-monthly, anywhere around this area. So the 5,000, between 5,000, 5,400 area to like 5,500. For me to be interested, I think that'll be a good price to sell from. But right now, it's kind of already made its move. Can't lie, it has made its move. So yeah, this will probably be the week of pullbacks. Maybe not a nice yen trade this week, unless you go to individual pairs. Obviously, I love Swiss yen. You all know me because it's very bullish, but as you can see, it's pretty much gone. Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait for a pullback this week. Maybe GJ because the pound has been weak. Yeah, it's also kind of gone. But if we could get a pullback into the monthly, then yeah, you should be looking to long this. Any pullback that we can get on any yen pair, and I'm not going to spend too much time because they're all kind of the same. Maybe USD yen is a bit different because the dollar has been weak. Yeah, so the dollar is probably the only pair that's like this. But even then, it's kind of bullish as well still. And now it's just kind of slowing down, so we can probably expect some form of a retractment. If we do interact with this, I'll be very interested in longing this, but I'm not going to sell this and I'm not going to buy this here. So and I think the rest of them speak for themselves. Aussie yen, you can imagine, is flying. Yeah, it's made its move. So I think that's going to be it for the yen pairs. I'll just oops, we're not supposed to be opening Spotify. CHF pairs. CHF pairs could be interesting because not all of them are trending the same way. So Aussie Swiss, for example, I'll be looking for longs on this. It looks good for longs. So if any retractment into this demand zone, again, it's kind of made its move and it's not the fastest moving currency, but I'll be looking for longs on this. But we'll need a pullback. A lot of these pairs have made their move this week. This is a very busy week if you've been trading. NZD Swiss is kind of the same thing, kind of made its move. G Swiss was one that I talked about, and I told everyone in the group to take this short because it was a beautiful short. And yeah, this was, I was in around here. I did another position around here, and it looks really good to continue down. If we do pull back into this area, then guys, just add more positions. G Swiss is bearish. It's been bearish for a long time. So if we can even climb any higher and get back into anywhere close to entry, then that's more reason to just keep selling. So I'd be really interested in selling this next week, maybe adding some more positions if we can pull back a bit, because yeah, G Swiss is looking really good for shorts. I don't know about the rest, because Aussie and NZD is kind of the same. We can look at CAD Swiss here. CAD Swiss is just slow. Very, very slow, but it should sell off at some point. It could just, sideways and then sell off when you finally, get sick of the market. But it's not the best pair. I don't like trading CAD Swiss. It can get really slow, man. However, it does look good for shorts. Fundamentally, it's bearish, so even an entry over here isn't bad. Like, we've already seen the liquidation there, so an entry just on the monthly open. Your stop loss about that, and see. Yeah, to take a while before you even get a 2-1. Probably not a good idea for the week. So yeah, CAD Swiss probably Euro Swiss flipped bullish throughout the week. We can look at that. Oh yeah, that's very ugly. Nope. There's nothing happening here, guys. Opened the week here and closed here, which means it went nowhere. You don't want to be trading that. That's one of the more ugly pairs. So just like that, let's go straight into the European pairs, which could be very interesting this week. So Euro Aussie is just going to continue to sell off because the Australian dollar is extremely strong. Just like that, right? So just looking for further shots on this. If by any chance we can interact with this supply zone right here, I'll be looking to continue to short this. Obviously, this is the highest probability one because we took out this high and then sold out. And but yeah, any pullback on this, I'll be looking to. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, any pullback on that, I'll be looking to short. Same with pound Aussie. It's kind of made its move. It's kind of going. You just have to wait for the pullback. It's made its move. But yeah, a pullback on that and should be good. Next is Euro NZD. That. So Euro NZD, kind of the same thing. So it's made its move. It's on the way down. However, you could catch it on the way down. So if you want to tag along this, I'd put a sell order at the monthly open. I put my stop loss here above this side because we took out all of these highs, and I'll just hold this for like a week or two, right? Because I think it's just going to continue to go down. So any pullback here on Euro NZD, probably not my highest conviction. Not highestly. I'm not. Hey, English, bro. I don't have the highest conviction on Euro NZD as I have on Euro Aussie because the Australian dollar is much stronger than the New Zealand dollar right now. But just in line with order flow, it does look good. And you could do that, but I think you'd have to wait. GN probably has more chance of doing that because the pound is weaker, but as you can see, it's already kind of made its move as well. I am looking for a long on EURUSD, so yes, EURUSD, I'm looking for a long on this, and this is pretty much what I'm looking for. I can show you guys what I mean. Okay, the weekly probably doesn't give you a good idea, but if I go to the daily, as you can see, we're bullish. We have been bullish for a while. We've kind of been slowing down. This is not very pretty price action, but yes, I think you guys can kind of get the idea. We have taken out some lows. It's very choppy, but we do have the monthly, the 3 monthly, basically everything here because it hasn't moved in forever. But yeah, I'd say putting my stop loss underneath this lows and targeting a new high is not a bad move. So it's a nice swing position. However, you could go for like a smaller position where you just enter on this break. So I'm waiting for this break over here. Once you break all these highs to enter, and then you could just bring your stop loss all the way till here. And then you don't even have to target a new high. You can just target a 221 like this and still get a good reward, right? So that is EURUSD is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for EURUSD longs. We did take a lot of liquidity, so I'm being very for that. But I don't know, what was my stop loss? Was it here? Yeah. So EURUSD longs I'm looking for. I can't say the same for GCAD. I can't say the same for GCAD because the pound is weak. So as much as it does look, wow, that looks great. This looks very, very great because why? We've taken out these lows, we've interacted with the monthly and the 3 monthly, and we've just started buying up aggressively. So it looks great, but I don't trust the pound in the pound's weak. But strictly from a technical perspective, this even looks better than the EURUSD because you can literally just stop loss here easily. We've taken the liquidity, we have the monthly, 3 monthly, and then just barely get a 221, right? So yeah, I think this looks good. I think that will be the end. I think we'll go to Euro Pound. Yes, of course. You have to put the 2 Euro pairs against each other. Euro Pound, I am looking for longs. I know you're looking at this chart and you're like, why are you looking for longs? Well, I'm more trading this on the higher time frame. And on the higher time frame, yes, we've kind of flipped bearish, but we have been bullish for a while. The pound has violently been weak. I'm not going to be in a rush to trade this because yes, this is a very bearish chart. I think you don't want to force your idea on the market because like this is very clear. Okay, let's not be dumb here, right? This very clearly we're going down. So it does make sense to look for a new low, but I think we have taken a lot of liquidity and I'm looking for longs. I will not be in a rush to trade this because clearly, as we've just seen, it's obviously bearish rather. The immediate time frame is bearish. Like we've interacted with this supply zone, sold off, and now here we are interacting with this 3 monthly alien. It looks like we're about to sell off again, but the pound is weak. It does look good for a short, right? So it does look good for a short. if you're just looking at it from this perspective and you have no fundamental analysis whatsoever, then you can just, even it's gonna be hard to get anything. Maybe it's not that good for a short. 1.4 to 1. However, yeah, I am looking for longs on this, hopefully at some point, because I've been timing this longs for a while, but I won't force it because clearly the market is bearish. So I might want longs all I want, but clearly that's not the case. So we're gonna look at copper. Let's look at copper. So copper, I've been looking for longs on this because yes, it has some nice price action. We are very bullish. We took liquidity, so all these lows are gone. We are at the monthly and the 3 monthly open, with the yearly open right here. So copper does look very, very good for longs. I should probably just long this in market open, honestly. Have my stop loss there and just long it into a new high. I think copper does look very good for longs. Probably the one metal that I'm looking forward to trading next week because it's very clear. I would say the same for silver. Get that in. Silver, similar as well. So silver, obviously, we had the big crash. We had this big sell-off after such bullish price action for forever. But we did, take out some lows, interact with the monthly, 3 monthly. We should look for longs, but silver is a bit risky because silver kind of moves a bit like gold, which we're going to look at. And, as long as Trump keeps saying weird things, then we're going to start seeing stuff like this, which is a massive drop. So same thing with gold. Gold does look good to continue on, especially the dollar getting weaker. But yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe if we break this high, then I'll have the most conviction, because if we can break that high, if we do break this high right here, then I'll probably have more conviction to go long, and then I'll probably do something like this. I'll have my stop loss around this low, and then probably long it to the upside. Yeah, that's probably not going to work. I'll probably bring it up to the monthly and then get a 2 to 1. I'd be comfortable with a setup like this. Yeah, a setup like this wouldn't be too bad. But yeah, longing this right now, no, not with how crazy. I mean, this is an insane drop. Like, your trade metals, how insane this drop is. Like, bro, that's insane. I remember witnessing it in real time. It was pretty insane. Like, yeah, look at how gold usually moves, and then just look at that. That's what you call a crash. Lastly, let's look at Bitcoin, which just keeps going lower. Yeah, well, similar to the gold crash, we had the Bitcoin crash as well, which just keeps going. So probably looking to sell your Bitcoin. Some are buying the dip, some are selling the Bitcoin. Honestly, it's hard to tell. From a technical perspective, I'd probably short this from the monthly open because we have a nice supply zone here. Yeah, maybe look for a short around the monthly. But apparently people are buying the dip. I saw Trump buying the dip with all these big money. So Bitcoin, this could be the end. Maybe this could be the end of the free fall. Maybe Bitcoin has bottomed out. But yeah, we did take liquidity here, so maybe that's a good sign. But yeah. Anyway, that will do it. That's the end of our video. My light's even going off. And yeah, I will see you guys on the next